Like something happened to my black glasses. They have like a really weird mark on them, but it started rubbing off when I like scratched it. So I guess I just need to clean them. Holy crap! Why? What happened, Mushroom Tea? Did something change? Hello, Chuck. Hello, Tommy. Um, hello, everybody. Welcome to the makeup stream. Jesus. If you could. Oh, is Leona here? Leona's not here, is she? Hi, Soothsayer. Oh, Audrey, is this a second account of yours, or did you change your name permanently? Oh, good morning, Mats. No, it's okay, Chuck. I just don't know what to call you now. Should I continue to call you Audrey or Chuck? Hmm. It's going okay, Mushroom. I think it's getting better than it is worse because I found like a rhythm, but I wouldn't say that it's going good. I would say at best it's going okay, or that I've at least found the rhythm in it. Not yet. See, I want to say Chuck. I'm gonna say Chuck as long as you're on this account. Anywho, no, not yet, not yet. I usually eat breakfast later on weekends than I do on the weekdays in general, because I usually don't work out on the weekends usually, and so I don't need like the extra nutrition that early in the morning. But thanks for asking. It is indeed going, Tommy. Compliment, but don't complain. Also, Martin, it's very quiet, so they can't hear it as much as you would think they can. Um, it's a lot louder in the stream than it is outside my apartment. I knew the version was different, Maddie. I just didn't know to what degree it was. It wasn't nearly as fast as I usually play it. You're welcome, Martin. Word up, Martin. For the lost footage of Stream 110, have you contacted YouTube support? I have not. I have not, Chuck. Do you remember every key to your songs by heart? Asks Cloudless. Hmm. When you say key, do you mean note? Like, do I remember every note? Or do I remember, like, what key the song's in? Cloudless. Oh, and thank you, Mance Brown. I don't know if you know the band Freeze Pop, but this is Freeze Pop merch. I think about it online. I don't even think about it at a show. A long time ago. Very long ago. This shirt's like at least 7 years or 8 years old, but I just don't wear it that often, so it's stayed in pretty good shape. Like notes. Do I remember all the notes to all my songs? Well, Cloudless. A lot of my songs don't have, since they haven't really been written, like on a score sheet, they're more so, what's the word? Suggestions, kind of. Like the arrangements are more supplementive than they are like gospel. So if you think of a song like Spring Street. Those are the actual notes to Spring Street, but for Spring Street, I very rarely just play those notes. I very rarely play those notes. A lot of times what I'll do for Spring Street is I'll have the general chord progression, but I'll just play like kind of random notes, embellishing where the melody would go. And that's true for all of my piano songs. Cloudless. So you asked if I memorize all the notes to my songs. When I'm writing them, I will usually have a set arrangement of notes that I play. Same thing goes for Flight Plan, right? But I've played an altered version of Flight Plan for so long that I don't necessarily remember all the time what the original notes were. So I could say that I do remember the notes, I just very rarely play them. I'll usually do some type of variation on an arrangement. And that's more so to keep myself from getting bored playing the songs than it is just me forgetting how to play the original version. However, I'll say this and then I'll move on. The Signal song, this one. Sorry, that's wrong. that song, I don't play that song the way it's recorded, which are the original notes of that song. Typically, when I play that song now, when I'm playing it live, I play it like that. So, and this is only talking about my piano songs, right? Because I have a lot more songs cloudless that I produce. Like, I don't know if it was you, but somebody in the stream, hello Optimistics, but somebody in the stream was talking about having listened to Flight Plan recently. They said they were listening to Flight Plan and Going Nowhere. Now, Flight Plan, if you listen to the recorded version, obviously sounds very different than the live version of Flight Plan. And that's because there's been so much time between the gradual improv evolution of Flight Plan Live than there is from the recorded version. You're right, Gabriel. It is a palindrome stream today. And good morning to you. Also, if you think about it in terms of talking again about Flight Plan and those songs, the songs that are released with slightly different arrangements than they are when I play them live. Going Nowhere was a song that I used to play in the stream a lot. I don't play it anymore, so I've actually forgotten the three chords. There's three chords in it. Oh wait, never mind. Maybe I do. Yeah, those are the chords. I don't remember the third chord. Nope. Yeah. Okay, so the three chords for Going Nowhere goes. But there was a period of time where I was playing it live in the stream, and I wasn't even using Rhodes piano to play the song. I was using like a more ambient piano sound for the song. Slight difference between the live and the recorded versions, but not necessarily because I forget about the old versions. Just if you're going to be streaming every day for an hour, I mean, you can get really bored of even your own arrangements. Sometimes songs will change so much that they'll become almost unrecognizable to the original one. I think that a better example of that is like Spring Street. Since I was just talking about Spring Street. Used to have a oh no, oh, sorry. It used to have a bridge that went, and that was that used to be the bridge. I ended up changing the bridge later to this. And I did that mostly because it came out of an improv and I thought it sounded more complicated. And I took the old bridge that I was using for Spring Street, which is this, and I turned it into Hush Hour. So sometimes songs will morph like beyond recognition, because right now Spring Street, the way Spring Street sounds live is quite different from the way the recorded version of it sounds. As far as the empty eggshells being in the egg carton, you reminded me that I bought some eggs yesterday. And I think Alpha, I think they might be bad. I don't know how long eggs can survive outside of a refrigerated uh, place. I feel like a pretty long time though. I feel like they're probably fine. Anyways, I used to have a friend, or I still have a friend. He made the song "Embrace with Me." That song. Anyways, he lived with me for a little while, and he used to do that. His like thing in the morning was he would always make steak and eggs, and every time he would crack an egg, he would put the empty eggshell back into the carton instead of throwing it away. And I asked him why he did that, and he just laughed. He didn't tell me why. But the thing that was really weird is after he left, I kept doing that for a while. There was like a few months where I did it too. I don't do it anymore, but I think I get it. I think I get it. I don't know. In the UK, we don't store eggs in the fridge, says Tommy. Oh, so I'm sure I'm fine. I'm sure I'm fine. Broke up pins outside the holder. Yeah. There are a lot of songs where the left hand is sitting on a chord and the right is melody. Says Gabriel, there are pieces that have both moving. It got me thinking, is there a piece with a chord right, melody left? Okay, so yes, that's actually a really good point. I talked about this in the stream, I think like around stream 50 or something. It was a while ago. But I was talking about how I do arrangements on piano, Gabriel. And when you're playing, I'll get to your question in a second, Martin. But when you're playing piano all by yourself, where you don't have the luxury of having an ensemble playing around you, like you don't have a drummer, you don't have a bass player, you don't have a singer, is a lot of times you have to compile or condense a lot of arrangement roles into a piano. So if I'm playing in a band, a lot of times I'm just going to be able to play really complex chords above or on top of the song, and the rest of the people can do all of the arrangements around it to give it life or give it rhythm or give it motion. And so if you look back on like any videos of me playing keyboard in bands, I am for the most part kind of just hitting chords, or I'll be doing like really like vapid empty stuff like that while the band carries the rest of the song. If you're going to be playing piano by yourself, a lot of times you have to divvy up those things that would be in a band into the song. I know this is like a really long way explaining, but I promise I'm going to get to the point in a second. So if I don't have a bass player playing with me, sometimes I will have to have a bass in the left hand. A good example of a bass being in the left hand is my Witchy song, the song that we call the Witchy song. This song. Now, if I was playing that in an ensemble of people, I wouldn't have to play the bass line because there would be a bass instrument to carry that weight. But in this song, I have to do it. If you listen to what I'm playing right now in this song, it is a bass line and it is a melody. There aren't actually any chords happening. Now the bass line is implying the chords, because the chords of this song are that I just played in my left hand. So what I'm doing is, instead of playing the chords, I'm taking two notes from the chord and I'm playing them alternated instead of hitting the chord altogether, which makes it a bass line. So the difference between the two, again, I'll play it higher so you can hear the arrangement switch a little bit more. This is what the chords. Chords and melody, bass line and melody. Now, if I had obviously like 4 or 5 hands, I would be able to play the bass line and the chord and the melody. But I only have 2 hands, so I have to like pick and choose. And the melody is really important, so I can do the melody with the chords, or I can do the melody with the bass line. But I can't really do both. So if you listen to that that song all the way through, I know you're probably tired of hearing this same thing over and over, but if you play that song all the way through, there is a point in the song where I do start to play chords here. Now, even just that part, it's chord, melody, chord, melody, chord, melody, chord. And so you're mixing in a lot of different elements into the piano arrangement so that it has all these things. Now, if we're talking about rhythm, the bass line is carrying the rhythm too, because with lack of drums to keep the beat, the bass line essentially is the tempo of the song. The bass line keeps the tempo. So you're having to balance, it's kind of like a balancing act of like melody, chords, bass line, and rhythm, or drums or percussion. You're having to do, like, juggle all of those. And so playing solo piano arrangements usually is going to include all of these somewhat if you want to keep it interesting, or if you want people to get a gist of what the whole song is supposed to sound like. Because I can just play a melody from a song, but people aren't going to have a lot of context for it if I don't play the chords. And people aren't going to have a context for the rhythm if I don't add a rhythm, a percussive nature to it, to make it feel like it's like drums keeping a beat. So, your initial question was, you know that typically there are chords in the left hand and melody in the right hand, and you asked if there are ever chords in the right hand and melody in the left hand. If you're having melody in the left hand, typically it's going to end up sounding like a bass line because the left hand is playing lower octaves. It's playing a lower register of the piano. So if I take a chord, that's a melody with a chord, but if I take those same chords and I have a bass line instead, it's going to sound like a bass line instead of a melody. Melody is interchangeable. It can be really high or really low. Melody is a melody. But I'm telling you that if you play chords in the right hand and a melody in the left hand, the melody is going to sound like a bass line. So yeah, I do have several songs that do that. Even if you think about the Gucci Gang chord progression, the melody of that song is, it's just those three notes. But instead of playing them up here, I just play them in the bass, and it completely changes the sound of it. So, yeah. Crap. I don't even remember whose question this was initially, but I hope I answered it. The chat was doing a lot, so it got pushed way up to the top, so I apologize for that. While I was doing that, Chuck or somebody was asking about, maybe it was Martin. They were asking about the inspiration for one of the songs, but I'm so sorry. Oh, word up, Gabriel. I hope I answered your question. It's not as pronounced, but it's got a cool feel. Do you think it's like a bass solo with chords? Yeah. I think it is like a bass solo, but a lot of people very rarely will refer to a bass solo as a bass solo unless it is in a solo section. Usually they'll just refer to it as a bass line. Martin was talking about the inspiration for Downtown Drizzle. Downtown Drizzle is because oh, there's the landscapers. I used to live in Arizona. In Arizona, there's a downtown area called, hello Tony, good morning and welcome to the stream. There is a downtown area in Phoenix that it was raining a lot that year. I mean, it's Arizona. Arizona does get a lot of rain, but when it rains in Arizona, it stays really, really warm. And so I was just hanging out in downtown Phoenix, and it was like a hot, summery rain. And so I ended up naming a song after it. Hello, Retro. Oh my god, Retro. I didn't even know you had YouTube. I guess everybody has YouTube. I guess everybody has access to YouTube. I guess they've just never seen you in a YouTube stream. I thought you were Instagram only. I want to remind everybody that's in the stream to like the stream, like the video. Thank you, I appreciate it. I know it's annoying, but I have to say it because Cyber's not here, and Cyber usually says it for me. I don't know where Cyber is, but I hope he's healthy. But good question though, Gabriel. Oh, they're really firing it up. This is gonna be a noisy stream, guys. This is why I don't stream on Saturdays, but I have to make up the stream. Thanks, it's there. Yeah, no, I thought you heard me. Sorry. Downtown Drizzle is just inspired by the summer rain in Arizona. There isn't like a really cool story about it. It was just raining in downtown Phoenix. It depends, Retro. What are you trying to request? Oh, sorry, Martin. Yeah, I used to live in Arizona. I used area. I'm from London, but one of my best friends is from Arizona, says Martin. Word up. I used area. Funnily enough, his nickname is LA. Why is his nickname LA if he lives in Arizona? Gabriel is describing my whole weather inspiration. I put that in a video recently. I'm working on a bunch of videos right now, and I finally used that successfully in a song. No, no, it goes. Oh crap! Cloudless, thank you. Reminded me. Okay. So, what was the question you had? Were you asking me to play it, or were you asking me to explain something about it to you? Because I can't remember exactly what the subject matter was, but I just remember we ran out of time and I couldn't get into it completely. Martin is explaining the LA nickname. When he moved to the UK, he told people he was born in LA, as a lot of people he met at the time didn't know where Arizona was. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. He moved back to the States, not California, and now live in south of Spain. Who tell me what? Yo, I mean, I guess that's no one's fault. That's no one's fault. That's no one's fault. People don't know what Arizona is sometimes outside of the country, and I get it. I'm always surprised, actually, when people know what Arizona is. Most of the time, I think they're lying to humor me, actually, but yeah, it's not as popular outside of the country, especially. Um, Whoa. Oh, you just wanted to hear it live, Cloudless. Word up. Or how it was made. Okay, you wanted to hear it live, and I remember now. I was going to break down some chords in it for you. But, yeah, I can play a version of it. Ooh, what part of London was it, Martin? Martin, do you know where Islington is? Because that's where I stayed when I was in London. Is Islington considered London, actually? I don't want to say something ignorant, but that's where I was, and I felt like I was in London. I'm from East, says where it's North. Good morning, Pixel Piggy. Okay, so who was it? Who was it? Cloudless was the one that asked to hear Catching Up. The song's called Catching Up. I wrote it in 2016. 2016. It was like on a compilation back then. But the reason that I wanted to play it specifically for Cloudless is because I wanted to go over some chords specifically for Catching Up. The main, like the backbone of Catching Up are those three chords. They're in the verses. They're in the verses. There. And then they're also in the chorus. So those three chords are also, if you've heard my song Beneath the not Beneath the Sea, I always get those two confused. Into Thin Air. If you've heard my song Into Thin Air, it's built off of those same three chords. If I go. It goes. Also, if you hear my song Keyline, it's built off of those chords. One, two, three. So I built a lot of songs off of those three chords. After talking to another producer about them, he was talking to me about passing chords. A lot of the stuff that he was saying kind of went over my head because I have a very limited knowledge in like music theory and stuff like that. But he was talking to me about certain, not cadences, maybe was the word. I don't know. He was talking about chord progressions, basically. I would use the term chord progressions, whether or not that's right. And he was talking to me about how common that one actually is. And so it made me feel a little bit better about how regularly it shows up in my music. Okay. I mean, there's no way that I could go clubbing now. But thank you for requesting that, Cloudless. I very rarely play that song on the stream because if I'm going to go to a song that uses those chords, I typically play Beneath the City. A club in London called Fabric, Martin, by any chance? That sounds right, Max. The difference between a chord progression and a cadence. Goodbye, Usaria. Thank you for being on the stream. Is Fabric still open? I thought that it closed down. I never got the opportunity to go again. I haven't been there in a long time. But if it's still open, then maybe I still have an opportunity. No. Okay, you're confirming that it did close. You're saying it's your favorite club and it did close. Well, that's unfortunate. don't want to say what I had to do, but they owed me drinks all night. But since I don't drink, they kept buying me these things called, like it was called like J2O or something like that, Juice 2O or J2O, and I got hooked on those things. And we don't have them here in the states, so that was the last time I got to try it, and I really just miss those things. Do those still exist over there? Yeah, J2O. Word. Uh, I miss J2O. Oh, see, so there's several people from the UK in the stream that at least know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's no way to get them here. There's no place to get them. Even like world markets, you know, like that sell most foreign goods, you still can't get them. It's really unfortunate. Anyways. I mean, honestly, man, I could probably order a case of J2Os, but I don't know if I want them that bad to pay for like shipping for J2O. I don't know. I don't know how badly I want it. Sorry, Martin. Chuck says, by the way, Omni, in your chord naming tutorial, you mentioned names like Watermelon, Juju, Dingbat, and Body Bomb. Are they really named like that? No. I actually don't even remember saying Body Bomb. Did I really say that? I do remember Juju and Dingbat. No, I was just saying random things. I'm sorry, Chuck. That video is not for educational purposes. It was for comedic purposes only. I didn't know what I was talking about. What was it? Oh, right. Pixel Ping says, I wish pillows had arms. Jesus Christ. I'm sure you could buy a pillow that has arms. I mean, it's probably not going to have any type of motion, you know, to be able to hug you back if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, you want a pillow to hug you back. Probably, no. No, they're not going to be able to do that. What's the sad thing to say? Are you okay, Pixel Piggy? Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. There's a pillow called the boyfriend pillow. It says Mark. And it's really comfy. That also sounds kind of sad. My girlfriend has one. Word up. That's so upsetting what you just said, Maddie. Was it a birthday present? You know, I think I'm that friend, actually. That's kind of a crappy thing to admit, Maddie, but I think I'm that person that you're describing. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy the people when they're around, but I don't think I've ever actively invited somebody over to my house. I think that people, like, show up when they feel welcome, or they show up when they, well, no, I think they show up when they feel welcome, whether they're actually welcome or not. And I'll usually enjoy them while they're here, but I can't remember the last time I, like, sent out an invite for somebody to hang out. Oh, crap. I'm not even. Well, no, I should stay consistent. I should do news. Something really weird happened on YouTube, where now when I save my streams, they just say they're processing forever. They're just forever processing, and so it's hard to add them to the list. And so I hope that doesn't happen to this one. I'm able to add it to the list of my morning medley catalog or whatever. I'm trying to there's like a really really basic uncopyrightable like salsa piano rhythm. And once I figure it out, I'm going to send it to a friend of mine because I'm starting to make videos with people. I'm hoping to feature like homies in the little videos I do. Just something fun to do. And I feel like since everybody can't really leave their houses, particularly here in Los Angeles, people don't have anything better to do. So it's probably a good time to do stuff like that. Wow. I hate yard work. Alright, this song is called... What? Oh, I see what's happening. Pretty. This is true, Maddie. This is true. So, as far as news, I know I didn't play a song. As far as news, there aren't any new songs that have release dates. I have a lot of songs that are finished that I'm just kind of like sitting on. I'm going through that phase as a producer where you just keep opening up like 90% completed songs and listening to them through and going like, oh, I should add this, I should add this, and then you close it before you actually run out of inspiration, and then you repeat the process. I'm kind of in there. So there are some songs that are being worked on, some of them are done. I've definitely done more videos recently than I have songs because videos, I would say, take slightly less time and there's a more clear completion point. It's easy for me to tell when a video is finished. It's harder to tell when a song is finished. So I've been making a few videos. I have some stocked up. Judah says, Anyone here else just lounging out in the sun listening to this melody while closing their eyes? I'm feeling quite elevated right now. There's no sun here in LA, ironically enough. It's mostly clouds. But I'm glad that you're able to enjoy the sun wherever it is that you are, Judah. Wherever you are. This song is called Flight Plan. But yeah, there's no new song updates as far as release dates. I'm in Ireland, bruv. We're having an Indian summer. Oh my god, I used that term yesterday. I used the term Indian summer yesterday. And somebody asked me what it meant. And I felt like maybe I was a dinosaur, like nobody says that anymore, but clearly people do. In Ireland. So that makes me feel good. Thanks, Judah. Martin's asking, what's an Indian summer? Judah. Hi, Opal. I hope you're doing well too. I don't know that I've seen you in a stream before. At least not a YouTube one that I remember. Do you sleep in? Are you just in a part of the world where this stream happens very early? Very early, Opal. Alpha says, hey, I'm arguing with my sister right now. I said we're in a plague, and she says we're not. What do you consider a plague? Isn't plague and disease the same thing? Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe plague is like, maybe it has to be bigger? Maybe it... Oh, I actually don't know. Because whenever I think of plague, Alpha, I think of, like, biblical stuff. Like, I think of, like, plague, like, smallpox. Or, like, leprosy. I don't really think of plague as ever being a modern thing, but I'm sure... Why don't you just look it up in a dictionary? I know you're looking for a tiebreaker. But if you're asking me my personal distinction, if I would consider COVID-19 a plague, I would not. I'm not trying to disagree with you, Alpha. I just, for some reason, I don't think I would ever use the term plague in modern times. It seems so dated, but maybe definitively it is a plague. I don't know. That word does sound kind of dramatic, Maddie. Yeah. I don't know why, though. I don't know why it sounds dramatic. I don't know, Alpha. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of other terms that are applicable to modern day, but I just constantly think of them as being old or esoteric. So I never think of them as being applicable. I think maybe, no, virus and plague aren't the same, says, or asks Alpha. Opal says, a contagious bacterial disease characterized by fever and delirium, typically in the formation of. Okay. It sounds like it is a plague then. I think I'm gonna go ahead and lean on Alpha. That sounds like what we're doing right now, right? You're right, Alpha. Tell your sister you're right. This is not a scientific discussion, says Sincere. Okay. Back to news. As far as shows, obviously shows are not happening right now. You're looking at the apex of my performance schedule right now. This is not normal though. As far as the Saturday thing, I will not be here next Saturday. It is a weekday stream. I just happened to skip a day this week, so I'm doing a makeup stream this morning, and so that is why we are here today. Yusuf says, one thing to be mindful of is the bacterial infection you can get post the virus once you have a weakened immune system. So this is both? I don't know, Yusuf. I have no input on that. Retro is back and asked for me to play Spring Street, which I played already in the stream, but you were gone while I played it. So yeah, I'll play it one more time, but I'm gonna play an abridged version of it if that's okay. Oh my god, so much virus talk. Alright. I'm gonna play the regular version. Traditional style. It's fine, Tommy. Thanks, Soothsayer. I appreciate that. I look forward to making them. I'm sorry everything was like kind of put on hold. I mean, it's not my fault, but I still feel some ownership for some reason for it. For merge delay due to current world status. Ooh, that sounds better. Hold on. Oh my god, that sounds so much better. Uh, that song's called Spring Street. Came out 3 years ago. As far as the rest of the news, I do have a new song out called. What's it called? The View. It's available on all streaming platforms. Um, it also features some other artists that I really like a lot. It's on a thing called Lazarus. Go check that out. It's called The View. I have an acoustic version of it that I occasionally play in the stream sometimes, but not very often. Hmm. Okay. Also, I have two EPs that came out. They're connected, but I'm gonna mention them in separate. One is called Ego Death. It is very ambient. It's more of like a dreamy works thing. Not a lot of percussion on it. A lot of vocals. A lot of like verbed out vocals though. And as far as Quick Breath, Quick Breath is a little bit more upbeat. Features works by me featuring Abby Press and Mia Gladstone. And only Tom. Those bodies of work can be found on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Brew, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. We're on YouTube right now, so if you wanted to see any of the videos that I put out, they are on my account. I put out one recently called Honeydew. It's part of my Quarantunes series. I'm going to be putting up like a video a week of just like something I made while in quarantine. And so that's the first of them. I actually no, I uploaded a newer one. I uploaded French Lavender. That's a part of the Quarantine series. Maddie's familiar with that song. Maddie helped name it. So that's also going up. And then I have a new one that's going to be going up this following week. And I finished making the video for that yesterday, actually, while I was watching TV. So that's all done. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. Tommy says, it is a swell feeling. Yeah, I mean, the combo is nice. Being able to connect with people is pretty good. Thank you, Internet, I suppose. I suppose. Tommy, have you heard that Daft Punk song? I'm not going to get into it. We're over time. We're quite a bit over, actually. But that's where you can hear those songs. Also, again, the streams, 9 a.m. every weekday. I know today is an exception. I will not be here next weekend. This is a makeup stream. No merch dates, no tour dates, no show dates right now. Just kind of chilling, waiting for whatever is going to happen so that we can all move forward. But until then, I'm frozen just like all the rest of you guys are. Oh. it's a Daft Punk song called Face to Face. But I'm not gonna get into it again. Not gonna get into it. Thank you, Retro. Thank you. It is a Freeze Puff shirt. It's a merch for a band that I liked a very long time ago and still do care a lot about. I just haven't seen them live because they don't tour anymore. They're way out in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, Boston, Massachusetts. So I don't see them a lot. I always want to say Boston, Maryland for somewhere, but I think it's Baltimore. I think getting Boston confused with Baltimore. Thank you indeed for being in the stream, Tom. Thank you everybody for being in the stream. There will not be a stream tomorrow. Again, they're only on weekdays at 9. Thank you everybody for being reliable enough to like the video. I only have to ask once, I think, which is nice. You guys were very helpful. I'll see you for the Monday stream, in which case we're probably going to do some production. It's probably going to be more of a production stream. So I guess be prepared for that. For there to be less improv and more actual song structure. The song's called Hush Hour. Oh crap, Cyber. Hi, Cyber. Streaming on Instagram. Every now and then I'll do a random one that's unscheduled, unplanned, and unregular, but I don't have a regular stream on Instagram anymore. This is where the stream happens, Retro. Okay, Cyber says I forgot you were streaming again, and I hopped into the last second. It's okay, Cyber. It's a Saturday, so, I mean, why should anybody know I'm streaming today? But I'm glad you were able to make it in at all. We missed you genuinely. You're welcome for the special Serene Saturday stream, Maddie. Thank you, as always, for your alliteration. Goodbye, Tommy, and Martin, and Retro. All the rest of yous. Gabriel says, if you click the bell, you should get a notification as it comes on. Yeah, I don't know how reliable it is, because some people say they don't get the notification, but that's fine. What? Did you say a wiggly? I don't know what that means. A wiggly one. I don't know what that means. A wiggly one. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry, Tommy. Thank you everybody for being respectful and being polite to each other. It's the internet, so it's hard to do that all the time, but I appreciate it anyway. I'll see you guys here on Monday. I'll see you guys here on Wiggly Weekend. It's alliteration again. All right, thanks, Maddie. Thank you, everybody. Abo.